Hey guys, what is up and welcome to a new NVIDIA daily update video. So today, as per usual, let's go over NVIDIA. Let's talk about what is happening to NVIDIA. Is NVIDIA ready to go higher? Is it ready to push? Is it ready to break out and make its way slowly but surely to 200? Or is this a bull trap? I'll give you my thoughts. If you enjoyed, don't forget to hit that like button. This is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. And of course, if you enjoy my technical analysis, thoughts on the charts, etc. Well, again, guys, I do have my YouTube membership section, my private YouTube membership section, I should add, I guess, where again, I share all my thoughts, post updates every single day as the market's open, trading, etc. So if you're interested, that link is in the description of the video below. It's the first line of the description. Click that. You get access to this page where you can join us. If you're interested, guys, we have over 600 members. So again, we'd love to have you there. For the first tier, $3 a month. That's all it is. Updates to all my Tesla, right? You get access to all my Tesla updates, options flows, different time frames. Again, as the market's trading, as Tesla's moving throughout the day, I'm updating it to my members, and access to the overall broader market updates. $3 or $5 a month for tier 2 USD, of course, includes Nvidia if you're interested in the Nvidia updates, or if you want everything put together, $7 a month includes everything, including tier 3, of course, which includes access to also the private Discord. We have a private tier 3 chat room. I do chart requests with members every single Sunday, and of course, you get access to all my tier 3 posts where I constantly share thoughts on different stocks in the market, like SoFi and Duolingo recently were kind of the big winners. AVGO is pretty good as well, right? Looking pretty nice so far. So again, if you're interested, I'd love to have you there, guys. Definitely check it out. But yeah, jumping into NVIDIA, what do we have setting up here, right? NVIDIA up a respectable 2.5, almost 2.2% on the day, closing out to 189.11 shares. Price 189.11. Can't even speak. My mind is like jumbled up, man. What's going on? Anyways, but yeah, it's looking pretty good. It's looking pretty good. I wouldn't say it's ready just yet, but it's damn close. It is ridiculously close. It is just, it needs like the smallest little push. Like you can almost blow on the stock and I think it'll go higher. It's just, it's that close. But it's looking good. Now, for a few reasons. Number one, we held the key level. We held the key support level right down around here, right? Remember this level that I kept mentioning, that this was a key area of holding support, because this was a massive area of resistance. It was previous all-time highs. We broke above it. We turned it into support. So far, so good. And then today, we're pushing. Now, granted, my only concern is the fact that the volume is not amazing. I definitely would have liked to see a bit higher volume. So hopefully tomorrow, if we do get a continued push higher, the volume does increase, right? But moving forward, I do like the way it's setting up still, despite the volume being a little bit lackluster, because, we are breaking out of this downward channel. That's, step number one. Step number two, we're just pretty much right at, we actually just barely closed above yesterday's highs, which is a potentially good sign moving forward. But go to the 5-minute, right? 5-minute is usually what I like to look for stocks to show strength on a breakout. And you can see, we were trying to get that breakout this morning. This was the high that I was looking for the stock to break above, at least in a 5-minute time frame, and get a 5-minute candle closure, ideally on elevated volume. And you can see it kept trying to do that, right? It kept trying to do that right here. Look at all these wicks. It's like a graveyard of wicks, right? But it just failed to do it, right? It failed to do it. It couldn't get a nice kind of strong closure above. And then, of course, the stock sold off, right? But then, of course, consolidated, kind of did its thing on the 1-hour time frame, arguably even printed a bit of a bull flag, which is what I mentioned to my members, bit of a bull flag, waited for the 9 EMA to catch up. And then as it kind of printed that bull flag, it's now trying to break out of that as well. And the 1-hour also, earlier than the daily, was suggesting that we already broke out of this downward channel into that bull flag, into continuation higher. So there's a lot of things setting up looking pretty good. Now, I would like to see continued strength tomorrow, right? I want to see the stock continue some strength tomorrow. I want to see it get back above these levels. I want to see it hold nicely above about 189. And I don't want to see too much weaker than this, right? Essentially, I don't want to see lower than, honestly, 188 to about 180. Actually, yeah, 188. I don't want to see lower than 188. This region right here, I do not want to see this region lost again. As long as Nvidia does not lose essentially 188, which is only $1 lower from here, so the risk reward is not even that bad, to be honest, in my opinion. But that's the more tighter kind of risk reward, right? A better risk reward could be even a low of today, right? 186.5. If you have higher tolerance, that to me is a bit of a, I don't want to use the word safer stop loss, but it's more like there's a higher chance that you don't get faked out, because if it actually loses today's low, then that's like, okay, then that's probably not a good sign. This one up here is safer, but it's also, you have a higher chance to get stopped out without a real loss in momentum, if that makes sense. So again, it depends on your own risk tolerance. I'm not going to tell you what to do. It's your money, it's your trades. You do what you want to do. I'm just giving you the different perspectives to consider. But all in all, it's looking pretty good. I like the fact that it's looking to break out. I like the fact that it's trying to close a 5-minute candle above, and it arguably ever so slightly did, and obviously some elevated volume towards the end of the day. So it's looking promising, right? Any pullbacks from here down to about the high 188, I would view as a potential quick little bullish pullback, which maybe tomorrow morning we get a small little pullback. This would be about a what? 0.2% pullback, right? Nothing crazy. But as long as, ideally this level holds right here in the high 188s, with 188 itself being kind of that level where I'd prefer not to lose it, just to really make it as simple as possible, to be honest, I think Nvidia is looking ready to finally begin its move higher. Yeah, so I don't know. It is what it is. I mean, the stock's looking bullish. The momentum's looking bullish. The only consideration is the fact that we are obviously a little extended from the 9 EMA over here. So we could get a small little pop, come back down, consolidate here a bit more. 9 EMA catches up, and then we continue higher. That's kind of my base expectation right now. As long as those key levels hold, 188 was, again, the first stop loss, with the second one, if you have higher risk tolerance being essentially today's low. That's pretty much it. I mean, that's the simplest way. I do think that as long as those key levels hold, as long as this breakout seems to be a legitimate breakout, which so far it's looking pretty good, I do think 200 is in play. Again, I don't know exactly when, maybe by the end of this month, maybe even, I do think at least before earnings. I'd be shocked if it doesn't happen before earnings, which is November 19th. At the very least, into earnings. Again, I'd be very, surprised if it doesn't happen into earnings. But I also wouldn't be surprised if it happens potentially end of this month, maybe even within 2 weeks. Again, I don't know how long it's going to take, right? If I were to trade options on this, which I don't, I usually trade shares, but if I were to trade options, I would go like at least 3 months out, minimum 3 months out here, because Nvidia is kind of a slower stock now, right? You want to buy some time on this thing. You never really know, right? It likes to chop. This stock enjoys chopping sometimes, so you never know. But overall, TLDR looking pretty good on the daily, looking pretty good on the 1 hour time frame. And as long as those key levels holds, yeah, I remain bullish on Nvidia here. I continue remaining bullish, as I've been saying for quite some time. I did mention how I expect this eventually to resolve to the upside. Just a matter of how quick, right? How quick is the question. Potentially tomorrow could be that day. Anyways, yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Let's go over the broader market very quickly. SPY is still looking good, still above the 9 EMA, still above the trend line, still above the 21 EMA. It's looking good. The market is still overall looking bullish. The VIX is still kind of holding on to the low 16, so there is still some risk of this VIX to pop from here one more time. It's not fully out of the woods just yet. The bulls, in my opinion, want to see nicely sub 16 on the VIX. That will be bullish for the markets. But here, there is still a risk, especially with JPOW tomorrow, that the VIX does get a bit of a pop tomorrow, right? That is an absolute possibility. So watch for the 16s on the VIX, right? I think below 16 should be nice and bullish for the markets. Above that, there is still that risk. So worth monitoring that. But overall, even with that, even if we get like a 1% pullback in the markets, like on SPY, for instance, it's still very, very bullish in my opinion, right? To me, I only start getting worried is if we lose like 663 to 660 on SPY. If we lose kind of this range right here, that's where I start getting a little more concerned. But any pullbacks, especially as long as that range holds, I remain pretty firmly bullish on the markets actually until, stronger weakness signs, I guess you should, if I could say, emerge in the markets, which they're not yet, right? I've been saying this for quite some time. There's nothing weak. There's nothing weak about this market. Should the market start pulling back soon? Is it getting kind of ridiculous? Surely this run ends eventually, which it will, right? But again, until it starts showing signs that it wants to end, why keep trying to pick the top, right? I do think that there's a lot of people right now that are losing a lot of money by shorting this market. I think a lot of people are trying to time tops here. They really, really are. But it's just, I don't know. It still looks bullish. Like it's annoying almost in a way sometimes. It feels like it's annoying because everyone wants a dip, but the market is just not giving those dips, right? And if it is giving a dip, it's a small dip, right? Hardly, it's like a dip for ants. But again, it is what it is. Again, until the market starts showing those, actual weak signs, signs of weakness, it's still bullish, guys. It is what it is. But yeah, that's all I got for you guys. Thanks for watching. Overall, NVIDIA options, so I'll take a very quick peek at that as well. Bullish, right? Definitely some bears coming in here and there. 4 million bear, 174 put for December, 150K for this week, 187.5 put. So some bears are still stepping in, but other than those, like, few bears that are, really trying to go kind of risky mode, trying to kind of go against the trend, I guess, if you will, it's still bullish. Overall, the flow is definitely more bullish than bearish. So yeah, so let's see what happens. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow. Peace.